All right, Mr. TALIAFERRO, how's everybody doing out there? As I prepare to give you some news or an update on this very tragic story, real quick, I do want to tell you a little bit of positivity here. I am giving away $100 to some very loyal Ferros. We just helping people out. All I'm asking you to do is follow me on Instagram at FERRO Every time you see me post, like a post. This Friday, we're going to give away $100. It's free money, light bill money, rent money, whatever, you know. All we ask is you like some posts, comment the number 100 in the comment section, and make sure you're following FERRO Reacts. You do that, you're in the running to win money from yours truly. We're just finding ways to help us people out, you know. Now let's get into this video. Very sad story all around for a multitude of reasons. Rest in peace, Lorenzen Wright. Lorenzen was the 7th overall pick in the 1996 NBA draft. He spent the bulk of his career with the Memphis Grizzlies. Played a little bit of time in Cleveland as well. He played with LeBron for a year or so as well. Lorenzen was a staple in the city of Memphis. Before there was a Zach Randolph, there was a Lorenzen Wright. I'm from Memphis. So for those who don't know, I am from Memphis. And I spent the first 18 years of my life in Memphis. So Lorenzen Wright was always around when I was growing up, whether he played on the Grizzlies or not, right? Or U of M or not. He was a staple in Memphis because he was from there and he had that connection with the people. He had an AAU team that I was able to play against back in elementary, middle school. I played against his AAU team in basketball. Again, before there was a Zach Randolph, there was a Lorenzen Wright, just one of those staples in Memphis. Anybody from Memphis know what the hell I mean by that. But Lorenzen Wright back in 2010 was shot to death. His body was discovered 10 days after he went missing in a swampy field. Officials say his body literally was riddled with bullet wounds. And now today, Lorenzen Wright, one of the two people that will serve time for this man's murder, Lorenzen Wright and his family at least get somewhat justice today. It won't bring back their father, brother, all-star in their life. It won't bring them back, but at least a little bit of justice will come back to Lorenzen Wright's family. I think I was in like the 9th or 10th grade when this happened in 2010. I remember people around Memphis were saying, yo, did this dude get hit by the mafia? Was he involved in some drugs? The cartel? Like, that was a real thing. People was like, yo, did the mafia come pick him up? Because there were no leads on this man's murder. Time passed by and investigators, and again, this is crazy because as soon as Lorenzen Wright went missing, his ex-wife, Shara Wright, was doing interviews. She seemed like this emotionally distraught person that couldn't believe something happened to her husband. She was like, I don't know where he's at, all that stuff. But as time passed by, investigators were able to eventually tie Lorenzen Wright's ex-wife, Shara Wright, and a male friend, Billy Turner. Ironically, these two attended the same church. They were able to tie these two to the murder. The police and law enforcement officials are saying that it was Lorenzen's ex-wife Shara's plan to set up this murder of her ex-husband. She originally wanted to kill Lorenzen Wright in his home in Atlanta, but when that plan failed, she conspired with this Billy Turner guy to murder him in Tennessee as well. Both Shara Wright and Billy Turner have been charged with first-degree murder, among a lot of other charges. Miss Shara Wright was facing up to 100 years behind bars. She cut a deal with prosecutors in which she has pled guilty to facilitation of murder and the facilitation to commit attempted first-degree murder. And today she found out 30 years in prison. All right, let me make myself clear. She got a 30-year sentence, but she is eligible for parole after 9 years. I do feel like she got off pretty lightly because investigators have been able to tie that she was the one who facilitated this murder over insurance money. Reportedly, Lorenzen Wright had a $1 million life insurance policy that she wanted to collect. I'm guessing with that being his ex-wife, I'm guessing they weren't on the best of terms. Again, a 30-year sentence, but after 9 years, she's eligible for parole. I mean, that man can't get his life back. But anywho, outside court today, Shara's attorney told reporters that she had plans to argue that Lorenzen Wright was a violent man that used to beat on her, put his hands on her, and she was about to go the route of saying she only set to kill this man up because he was harming her, torturing her, domestically abusing her, and that she was pushed to the edge. However, Lorenzen Wright's family fought back saying, "No, this ain't got nothing to do with that. You wanted that man's $1 million life insurance policy." Did Lorenzen put hands on his ex-wife? I don't know. I was not there. Was she really feeling like she was at the edge? I don't know. I was not there. Here's the reality of the situation. She for sure conspired to get Lorenzen Wright killed. Billy Turner acted out this violent crime. He's set to face his sentencing in September. And for right now, Lorenzen Wright and his family will have to settle with at least seeing Cheryl Wright, his ex-wife, go behind bars for at least 9 years and could face up to 30. Like I said, 9 years is very light. Rest in peace to Lorenzen Wright again. Billy Turner will go to trial in September, and he's going to get life. There's no way he's getting out. But for Cheryl Wright, I mean, a decade's time, she'll still have some life available for herself to live. You know, I don't know how she lives with herself, but yeah. Very ugly situation. Terrible for all parties involved. I know Lorenzen's got a few kids that are grown. Some of these kids are grown now, right? He's been gone for 9 years now. So, I mean, pretty much all his kids are, I'm pretty sure, close to being grown now. And to know that their mother was the woman who conspired to get her husband killed and partnered up with a man that she knew from church, Billy Turner, to act out this heinous crime. It's just disappointing, man. It's just all the way around disappointing. A very sad story. Nevertheless, I thank you guys so much for the time, love, and support. Again, Billy Turner's trial date, I got the date for you. It's September 16th. He'll probably get a life sentence because he's the one that actually acted out the crime. But for Cheryl Wright, she could get out in 9 years on parole. Will she get out on 9? I don't know, but she's eligible for parole in 9 years. That's not a lot of time when you're facing 30. And you got out of 100 years that, you know, initially what you'd be facing if you would have tried to fight this thing out in the courtroom. So we'll see what happens. I thank you guys so much for the time, love, support. I don't take it for granted. Salute. Rest in peace, Memphis legend, Lorenzen Wright. I'm out. I came from nothing, but I want everything God has for me. I interview celebrities. I talk sports. I still represent the culture.
Got the kids, they are now tuned in.
Yo, we locked in right now, Mr.
TALIAFERRO.
Mr. TALIAFERRO.
Mr. TALIAFERRO.
Mr. TALIAFERRO.
Shout out to Mr. TALIAFERRO.
You're watching Mr. TALIAFERRO TV.
Mr. TALIAFERRO TV. Here with the triple B's, you can't do nothing but win.